Hi everyone, this is Reddy. In this video, we are going to write a program to calculate two product cost with two different discounts and calculating total bill after discounts. Let's see the requirement. First product cost is 1000 rupees that we are going to store into a variable called P1, and on P1 we are going to calculate the 10% discount, store into one variable called P1 disc. And second product cost is 2000 rupees and storing into one variable called P2, and on P2 we are going to calculate the 20% discount, store into one variable called P2 disc. Calculate total bill, store into our total bill variable and display the total bill after discounts. So this is our requirement. Now we are going to implement this as usual, like first step, that is step 1, design with the OP. Now we are implementing step 1, that is design with OP. So let's declare one variable called P1 and value will be 1000 and the type will be double. And going for second variable P2 and the value will be 2000 and the type will be double. And now here we are going to calculate the discount on P1. That is P1 into 0.10, 1000 into 0.10, that is a value called 100. And LHS we have declared a variable called P1 disk, type is double, and we are assigning this 100 into P1 disk. Now let's calculate the 20% discount on P2. That is the product name is P2 and value is 0.20. Finally, what is this? 2000 into 0.20, that is the value. Will be 20% discount, that is 400. And here in LHS we have declared a variable called P2 disk and the type is double. And now assignment operator will assign that 400 into P2 disk variable. Now let's reduce the discount from the P1 product. P1 minus P1 disk, that is 1000 minus 100, that is a value called 900. Now LHS we have P1 with old value, that is original cost of the P1 is 1000. Now assignment operator will assign the 900 into P1. So then what will happen? 1000 will overwrite and 900 will be coming into P1. Now next we are going to reduce the P2 disk from the P2 product. P2 minus P2 disk, that is 2000 minus 400, value called 1600 after discount of the P2. Now LHS recognized a variable called P2. Here it is with old value 2000. Now assignment operator will assign 1600 into P2. Now let's go for calculating the total bill after discounts. That is P1 plus P2, that is called 900 plus 1600, that is a value called 2500. Now LHS will be declared as a variable called total bill of type double. Now assignment operator will assign the 2500 into your variable called total bill. Now finally total bill contain a value called 2500, it is the total bill. Now that we are going to display here, total bill is 2500, printing the value and moving the cursor to next slide. Right, this is the design. Now we are going to implement the program. That is step 2. We are going to write the program. To write the program, we should go for Visual Studio. Open Visual Studio or program. Now we are going to write the program. Now double P1 equal to 1000. Double P2 equal to 2000. Now we are going to calculate the discount of the P1. P1 disk equal to P1 into 0.10. P1 equal to P1 minus P1 disk. Now we are going to calculate the P2 disk. Double P2 disk equal to P2 into 0.20. P2 equal to P2 minus P2 disk. P2 disk. Now we are going to calculate the total bill. Double total bill equal to P1 plus P2. Double total bill equal to P1 plus P2. Now console dot write line total bill is total bill. Console dot read line. Now this is your program. Compile the program, that is build solution. Now there are no compile time errors, that's why we got a message called build succeeded. Then after this, debug, start debugging. Yeah, total bill is 2500. Yeah, now we are going to implement step 3. Step 3 is nothing but tracing. Tracing is a process of executing the program line by line. While I am doing tracing, all of you guys also can do the tracing with the help of pen and paper simultaneously. It improves your programming skills. When you run this code, first control will execute this line here, starts from main method, and first this line will execute. It will create one variable that is P1 and the value will be 1000. And after this, control will execute this line here. It will create another variable that is P2 and the value will be 2000. Then after this, control will go for this third line here, P1 into 0.10, that is called 1000 into 0.10, that is called 100. And now LHS will execute. This LHS will create a variable called P1 disk. And now assignment operator will execute. This assignment operator will assign 100 here. Then after this, control will execute this line here, P1 minus P1 disk, that is 1000 minus 100, that is a value called 900. Next, after this, LHS will execute. This LHS will recognize a variable called P1 with old value called 1000. Then after this, control will execute the assignment operator. That assignment operator will assign the 900 here. Then after this, control will go to next line. Here P2 into, in this line, first RHS will execute, that is P2. P2 is a value called 2000 into 0.20. 0.20, that is 400. Now LHS will execute, that is P2 disk. P2 disk will execute, and now after this, control will execute assignment operator. This assignment operator will assign 400 here. Then after this, control will go for this line. In this line, P2 minus P2 disk. P2 minus P2 disk. P2 is what? 2000. And P2 disk. P2 minus P2 disk. P2 disk is how much? 400. That is 1600. Then after this, control will execute LHS, that is P2. And P2 is recognized with old value called 2000. Then after this, control will execute assignment operator. That assignment operator will assign the 1600 here. 1600, that means 2000 will override, that means 2000 we will override with a new value called 1600 here. You try to understand. Due to the blue color, it is not visible, but you try to catch it. It's a value called 1600. Then after this, control will execute this line. Here first RHS will execute, that is P1. What is a P1 right now? 900. You can observe P1 is 900. You can observe this is P1. And plus this is P2. P2 is what just now we have seen. This is P2 value, that is 1600. So finally, it is 2500. Then after this, LHS will execute. This LHS will create a variable called total bill. And after this, control will execute assignment operator. This assignment operator will assign 2500 value. Then control will execute console.writeLine. So that is total bill is, it is printing total bill. So the total bill is what? 2500. 2500. And move the cursor to next line. Then after this, control will execute console.readline. So it is holding the command prompt window until user press and enter. Once user pressed enter, it will leave and it encountered the closing brace of the main method. With this, what will happen? Program execution is completed. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this tracing.